when young disabled people want to use the train,
Yeah.
the journey doesn't start at the train station. They need to get to the train station, and that's something that people often forget. So we shared experiences about buses, because some of us use buses, some of us use taxis, some of us walk to the train station, which I do sometimes, and where I live in Llanelli, the roads and pavements aren't the best. There's currently no accessible walkway between the two platforms. So that means that if I'm on the wrong platform, I have to go out of the train station onto the road, and then I, in my wheelchair, have to cross the train lines, and because of the way how my front wheels are designed, they can often get caught in between the tracks, which means that if I need to cross the track, I can't do it independently. So I always need someone with me to help me get my front wheels uncaught if they do get caught. One of the problems that some other people may face is that if you're in a wheelchair, it's pretty clear what assistance you need.
Yeah.
But if you have a hidden disability and perhaps have a communication difficulty such as a stammer, it can be quite difficult to say what you need help with. Then people may try and guess your words for you. That's the last thing that someone who has a stammer would want you to do. When I go on the train, because of my visual impairment, I always need someone with me to help me. And one of the things I've learned is that often staff will talk to them like I'm invisible, and I'm not invisible, I'm here, hello. But one of the things I find is that as I go up the ramp, they try and push my wheelchair. That's not going to happen with this chair. You can't push it. Also, another thing that could be improved is the signage. Because if you look up there are signs going across the top of the train, and because of my visual impairment, I can't read the signs. But even if you don't have a visual impairment, the signs aren't always meant for people at wheelchair height. So say for example, if your train is delayed or even cancelled, you can't read the information that's telling you, which could put you at a massive disadvantage. Right, so there are a number of things that could be improved, one of which is that 9 times out of 10 the disabled toilet is out of order. And not just that, but also on trains like this, the size of the toilet is impossible to get a powered wheelchair into, because often, sometimes when people think of wheelchairs, they think of tiny manual wheelchairs. So if a manual chair can fit in the loo, sometimes people think other chairs can too, which isn't always the case. Longer journeys, I need to use a wheelchair space, but then there can be luggage in there, and even though there are signs, like up there, I'm hoping that's the right sign. Even though there are signs stating that this space is priority for wheelchair users, and there's a sign up there for luggage, you'd be surprised how many people still use the wheelchair space for their luggage. So the really good news is that because of the evidence that we gave, the Minister for Transport was called in front of Parliament to explain why the situation got to where it was and how that was allowed to happen. Following that, they've just announced that they will soon be releasing a formal recommendation to make the situation better and stop it getting to this point. So basically all of that happened just because of what we did at the Senate.